All right, strap yourselves in, because today we're going deep on Gradius.
Oh, yeah, Gradius classics.
That shoot 'em up.
Shoot 'em up.
With a Vic Viper blinding through all those crazy alien enemies.
Oh, I know it.
I bet you can practically hear that.
Oh, yeah.
That destroy the core.
In your head right now.
Just echoing.
It's amazing how that's just become part of gaming culture, you know?
Yeah.
But it's more than just a
Absolutely.
catchy line.
Yeah.
It really speaks to the design of the game.
So, okay, let's break this down
Yeah.
for anyone who hasn't played Gradius.
Okay.
You're in the cockpit of the Vic Viper.
Right.
This sleek starship.
Weaving through.
You're dodging lasers.
You're far.
You're blasting all these enemies.
Blasting
From
enemies.
giant heads to...
Crazy stuff.
I can't even describe some of it.
So bizarre.
And this awesome 8-bit soundtrack is just pumping you up.
It is a sensory overload in the best possible way.
But what really sets Gradius apart is that power-up system.
The power-up system, yeah.
It's not just grabbing random power-ups.
No.
It's like giving the player
choices.
real choice.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember when I first saw that bar at the bottom of the screen,
Uh-huh.
I was like, whoa, what is this?
Right.
You collect capsules, and it advances a menu.
Yeah.
And you get to choose.
You get to choose.
Speed boost,
missiles,
lasers.
options, yeah.
You know, those things that follow your ship.
Mimic your ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're building your arsenal on the fly.
Exactly. And
It's cool.
that player agency.
Yes.
You know, that ability to tailor your weapons to how you want to play revolutionary back then.
In 1985.
1985.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Modern games now have all these skill trees and branching paths.
Oh, yeah.
All this stuff.
Totally.
Gradius was a precursor to all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It really was ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time.
But before we go too far,
Yeah.
I read somewhere that Gradius wasn't always Gradius.
Right.
Like it had a different name.
Yeah, it was
you think
originally like a concept for Scramble 2.
Scramble 2?
Yeah.
What?
A sequel to Konami's earlier games, Scramble.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So they went from a sequel idea
Right.
to basically redefining the shoot 'em up genre.
It's really a testament to the developers, you know,
Oh, they should.
their vision that
Right.
drew inspiration from some interesting places, Star Wars, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
But
Uh-huh.
also sci-fi novels.
Really?
Like Lensman.
Lensman. I've
Yeah.
never even heard of that.
It's a classic, but they took all these influences and made something totally unique.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that's why the Vic Viper looks like a classic
Spaceship.
Star Wars spaceship. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about those Moai heads?
The Moai head.
Where'd they come from?
Well, those were actually
okay.
a little nod to
Devious.
Yeah.
Another shoot 'em up.
Another classic shoot 'em up.
Oh, okay.
And you remember Devious?
Yeah.
It had that Nazca Lines theme.
Right, right.
So it was like paying homage
Oh, I see.
to the games that came before it,
Clever. So Star Wars sci-fi novels, references to other games.
all mixed together.
It's like a melting pot of awesome.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just throwing cool stuff together.
No,
right?
no.
There was real thought behind it,
Absolutely.
down to the last detail.
The development team was super meticulous.
Wow.
They play tested everything.
Really?
Did you know they tried over 20 different
Wow.
movement patterns for the Option satellite?
For the options.
Yeah, 20.
Before they settled on the ones of the final game.
Wow, they didn't just throw that together.
No.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
wasn't the technology back then pretty limited?
Well, they were using the Konami bubble system hardware,
Okay.
which was cutting edge for the time.
Right.
But it definitely had its limitations. Yeah.
But the developers managed to push those boundaries.
I mean, the game looks great.
Yeah.
Even today.
It holds up.
The sprites, the scrolling, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Those enemy patterns.
Yeah, yeah.
It really was a technical marvel.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got this amazing game.
Yeah.
Comes out in Japan as Gradius.
Right.
But
Like,
then
got it.
it gets released internationally with a different name.
Yeah.
Nemesis?
Nemesis.
Why the name?
It's not really clear why. Get this.
What?
The North American Nemesis.
Yeah.
It was way harder than the Japanese Gradius.
No way.
Yeah.
They made it tougher.
Yeah, for some reason they decided to ramp up the difficulty.
Wow.
But it was still a huge hit.
I mean, it's a great game.
Yeah.
It ended up on everything.
Oh, yeah. It got ported to
NES.
MSX, PC Engine.
Wow.
Even the ZX Spectrum.
The ZX Spectrum.
Yeah.
Wow.
All sorts of platforms.
Talk about a phenomenon.
Yeah.
But did those ports
The ports.
stay true to the original?
Well, each port had its own little
Okay.
quirks, you know, like
Okay.
the NES version. That's where the Konami code was born.
The Konami code. Up,
Yeah.
up, down, down, left, right, B,
Where
start.
it's the one.
The one that gives you all the power-ups.
All the power-ups, yeah.
It's crazy that a cheat code became so popular.
I know, right?
Like, even people who never played Gradius,
They know the code.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
that's Gradius for you.
Full of surprises.
Yeah, full of surprises.
Yeah.
So we talked about the gameplay,
Uh-huh.
the origins, the different releases.
Yep.
But what about its legacy?
The legacy.
What makes Gradius more than just another shoot 'em up.
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Gradius, alongside Xevious,
Okay.
it laid the groundwork for the entire shoot 'em up genre.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
Okay.
How did Gradius shape gaming history?
All right. Well, what did it do that was different from all the other space shooters?
Yeah.
Well, think about what Gradius brought to the table.
Yeah.
It had that side-scrolling action, emphasized memorizing those enemy patterns.
Oh, yeah.
And that strategic use of power-ups.
That's key.
Right, and those big boss battles.
Oh, yeah.
Where you had to,
Destroy the core.
destroy the core,
Yeah.
right? It just took all these elements and just refined them.
You just made them better.
Yeah.
Made it.
Into this incredibly challenging,
Yeah.
rewarding experience.
There is something so satisfying
Oh,
when you finally beat
he beat it,
a
yeah.
hard stage
Yeah.
or a boss that's been giving you trouble.
It's like
Yeah.
you're on this constant knife's edge.
Yeah, totally.
You never know what's going to come at you next.
Right. And the enemies.
Your enemies are so creative.
Oh, so bizarre.
It's like this fever dream,
Yeah.
giant heads, those serpentine creatures.
Oh, yeah.
The Moai statue?
The Moai heads.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Crazy.
The first time I saw those things wobbling towards
Wobbling,
yeah.
spitting lasers.
I was terrified.
Oh, yeah.
Would mesmerized.
They're so iconic.
They're so cool.
But even amidst all that chaos,
Yeah.
there's a strange sense of order to it.
Yeah. It's
Like a rhythm to the game.
It's like a rhythm. Yeah.
And that rhythm was key to mastering the game.
You had to learn it.
You had to learn it, the patterns, the timing,
Uh-huh.
the little cues,
The cues, yeah.
that told you what the enemy was going to do.
Yeah, it's like a dance.
It's like a dance.
A ballet of lasers and explosions.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a certain elegance to it.
There is.
Like a well-designed shoot 'em up.
When it's done right,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
It's about that balance.
Yeah.
Between chaos and control.
Chaos and control, precision and intensity.
Intensity, yeah.
And Gradius just nails it.
Gradius nailed it.
It nails that balance. And,
Really.
we can't talk about Gradius without talking about the music,
It's
those
Yugi.
8-bit melodies.
They're so good.
They're so catchy. It's like the soundtrack to your own personal space opera.
Oh, yeah. It's so true.
They really just perfectly capture the energy and
Yeah.
the intensity of the game.
It's amazing how a few simple notes
I know. It's
can create such a powerful and lasting impact.
It's the magic of 8-bit,
Oh, yeah.
It just takes you back.
To a simpler time.
Yeah.
But it's more than just nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's timeless.
There's a timeless quality to those melodies.
Yeah.
It goes beyond just the limitations of
Yeah.
the technology.
The technology back then, they were working with sound chips.
I know.
With a fraction of the power we have today.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But they were able to create music that's not only catchy,
Yeah.
but it's so evocative.
It really is.
It really is.
It speaks to their talent and their ingenuity,
They had to be creative.
They had to.
Within those constraints.
Yeah.
It's like
a master chef, right?
Yeah.
Making this gourmet meal with only a handful of ingredients.
limited ingredients.
Yeah.
And Gradius.
Yeah.
It's like a meal that you remember long after it's over.
It sticks with you.
It sticks with you, yeah.
It's a reminder that great music can stand the test of time.
Right. It really can.
Regardless of the technology,
Exactly.
it's really about those core elements of a great game.
The core elements.
Engaging gameplay,
Yeah.
compelling characters, a captivating story,
The story.
and a memorable soundtrack.
And the soundtrack, those are the things that matter.
It's the whole package.
Yeah.
And Gradius had it all.
Gradius had it.
It wasn't just a standalone masterpiece.
No, it wasn't.
It was a franchise.
It became a whole franchise.
With all these sequel spin-offs.
Sequel spin-offs. Yeah. What made each one stand out?
Well, Salamander.
Salamander, yeah.
Took that Gradius formula
Uh-huh.
and just cranked it up.
Cranked it up.
To 11 larger sprites.
Oh, wow.
More detail.
Faster. Okay.
And they even introduced 2-player co-op.
Whoa. 2-player co-op.
Yeah.
Okay. That's amazing.
It was.
That must have been awesome.
It was a blast.
So cool.
And then you've got Life Force.
Life Force.
Also known as Salamander in some regions.
Oh, okay.
That took the series in a whole new direction.
A new direction.
Yeah, you had a vertical scrolling section.
Oh, wow.
Really cool biomechanical environments.
Oh.
It was like playing through a living organism.
Whoa.
And the boss battles, the giant heart, the pulsating brain.
Man, it was wild.
Oh, it was crazy.
Life Force just went.
It got weird.
It got weird, yeah.
But in a good way.
In a good way, yeah.
Yeah.
What about Gradius Gaitan?
Gradius Gaitan. Yeah. That was on the PlayStation.
Okay.
That was a big step forward.
Big step.
Yeah, they introduced 3D graphics, branching paths, even multiple playable ships.
Whoa, really?
Each with their own unique weapon system.
Wow.
So it showed what the series could do, its potential to evolve.
To evolve, yeah.
With the changing technology.
It's amazing how far the series has come.
I know, right?
From the first Gradius.
Yeah.
And even beyond the sequels and spin-offs.
Yeah.
Gradius has had a huge impact
Oh, yeah.
on other games.
Absolutely.
Even other genres.
Yeah. Take the power-up system.
Yeah.
Like that whole idea of progressively upgrading your ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
And customizing your loadout.
Cool.
And then that's everywhere now.
It is.
From platformers to RPGs.
Yeah.
It's a staple of game design.
It all goes back to Gradius.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
It's amazing to think about.
It is.
The ripple effect that it's had.
It's pretty incredible.
But it all comes back to the core experience.
The fun factor.
That feeling of pure fun.
That's what it's all about.
It just delivers.
So that's why Gradius still resonates with players.
It's classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic for a reason.
Yeah, it reminds us of a time when games were about pushing your skills to the limit, mastering those systems, that adrenaline rush of overcoming a challenge.
That sense of accomplishment.
Exactly.
It deserves to be played by every generation of gamers.
Absolutely. What's really interesting? It's not just the impact on other games. The Gradius series itself, it's proven to be so adaptable.
Oh, yeah.
Even today,
we're
seeing new takes on that classic formula.
The Gradius Rebirth.
Gradius Rebirth.
For the Wii?
Oh, yeah.
That was a fantastic, throwback to the series.
Classic 2D gameplay, updated visuals.
It was great.
It was like a love letter to the fans.
It really was.
And it showed that even with all the advances in technology, that core Gradius experience, the strategic power-ups, those intense boss battles, the memorization, the patterns.
You got to learn those patterns.
Yeah, it's timeless.
It's timeless, yeah.
It really is.
It's a testament to how solid the foundation was.
The developers knew what they were doing.
They really understood shoot-'em-ups.
They did.
And that's why Gradius is still inspiring game developers today.
I think it's a reminder that great games aren't just about flashy graphics or complex mechanics.
It's about the experience.
It's about the experience, creating something that's challenging but engaging.
Keeps you coming back.
Draws players in.
For more, It's
that feeling of accomplishment.
You finally beat that level.
Beat that boss.
Yeah. That's been giving you track.
There's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it.
And Gradius just delivers that.
It delivers it in spades.
Over and over again. But it's also more than just a challenge.
Right.
It's a journey through this alien world.
With
its unique enemies.
The crazy enemy.
The level design and that iconic soundtrack.
Oh, the soundtrack.
It all comes together.
It's amazing to think back on everything we talked about and how much impact one game has had from the power-ups to the entire shoot-'em-up genre.
Yeah, it's influenced so many games.
Gradius is a true icon.
It is.
It really is.
And it's a testament to the power of video games.
As a medium.
Yeah. And it's more than just entertainment. It can be art.
Yeah.
It can tell stories.
It can be these experiences that stay with us.
That stick with you.
Long after we put down the controller.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's a perfect note to end on.
I agree.
So to all you listeners out there, if you haven't experienced Gradius,
check it out.
I highly recommend it.
It's worth your time.
Check it out. Dive into its history.
See how it's evolved.
Yeah.
Why it's still so captivating.
Why it still holds up.
After all these years.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is.
It's a journey through gaming history.
It is.
A celebration of creativity. And innovation. And most importantly, it's a whole lot of fun.
It's a blast.
Until next time.
See you later.
Keep those lasers charged.
Keep blasting.
And may your blamp dives be ever rewarding.